Hey there. Before I begin sinking your mind into a nice deep trance, I want you to make sure that you're nice and comfortable. Make sure that you won't have any distractions and that your responsibilities are taken care of for the next few moments. I'm going to be taking you nice and deep today, and I want you to be able to fully enjoy yourself. Ready? Then take a nice deep breath in and let yourself relax as you listen to me for a little while. There's not much else that you really need to do. All you need to do is just simply listen. Listen and concentrate a little. That's all there really is to it. You don't have to worry about a single thing. I'm not going to do anything other than put you in a nice deep trance. And honestly, I'm going to do so whether or not you're aware of it. It's simply a matter of taking you someplace that your mind has been. Perhaps only a few times, perhaps many, many times before, and possibly never. But it doesn't really matter. Trance is just a state of relaxation. It's a state where your mind tends to drift off and listen only to one voice. And listen only to one voice that's telling you something or making you do something. It's nothing particularly complex or hard. In fact, it's a very easy state to be in. It's just a nice, relaxed state. In fact, you probably already find my voice fairly relaxing to listen to. It's very easy to just let yourself go, just let yourself relax. That's pretty much all there is to being in trance. That's pretty much all there really is. What you'll notice as you start to slip under is that it'll feel as if your body just simply doesn't want to move as much. That's all you really want to do. You just want to listen to what I'm saying and what I'm telling you to do. That's all there is to what I'm doing with you here. And even if your conscious mind was resisting for some reason, or not wanting to do this, well, your subconscious is still there, still listening, and it wants this to happen. And so it's going to let it happen. Even if your conscious mind tries to stray from what's going on, you'll still find yourself listening, and you'll still find yourself following along, doing things that I have told you to do. And every time one of those things happens, you'll find yourself slipping just a little bit more. And even if you try to resist it, or not do it, you'll still find these things happening, because it's almost an unconscious action. It's your subconscious working on you. You may already notice that your body's begun to relax just by listening to me, that it's a little harder for your arms and legs to move, that it's a little bit harder for you to concentrate on anything but listening to my voice. Just simply listening to my voice, that's all you're doing. Though, you'll also find yourself doing what I suggest. And as you do so, you'll find yourself relaxing more and more, completely and thoroughly. Every time I say something, it seems to go straight into your subconscious. There doesn't seem to be any way around it. It just simply is what your mind is doing. Part of you is listening to me, and part of you is trying to slip into a nice, deep trance. It's such a relaxed state. It's such a comfortable state. It's a very enjoyable state, and you find that every so often, despite your intentions, despite what you may think you want to do, parts of you relax even more. You may even notice a lack of desire to move, a lack of desire to do anything but just continue listening. So that's all you're going to do. Just continue listening, and you may not have thought about it much, but continuing to listen means you're already accepting that your mind wants to slip into a nice, deep trance. It's just such an easy thing to do, and as you keep listening, it becomes harder and harder to do anything else. Harder and harder to do anything but listen. You can't seem to stop yourself, and because you can't seem to stop yourself, a part of you must already be in trance. And as you continue listening, you'll find yourself going deeper and deeper. You'll find that parts of you are becoming more and more relaxed, and that it's getting harder and harder to move. It doesn't matter much what you're doing, because all you're doing is listening to my voice. And as you listen to my voice, it becomes harder and harder to do anything else. It becomes harder and harder to stop listening, to change what you're doing. You've chosen to listen, and by listening, you're going to sink down into a nice, deep, comfortable trance. You've chosen to listen, and that is a sign that you're already starting to enter trance. There's a trance building deep within your mind, taking you down slowly, deeper, deeper and deeper, and you may not even have noticed how it started. All you were doing was listening to me, but now you can't stop listening. And because you can't stop listening, everything other than my voice is starting to slip away. Just slipping away and disappearing. Disappearing from your mind, and the rest of the world seems to be slipping away. Even your body is starting to disappear from your mind's eye. Your focus is only on my voice. You're focusing on it more and more with each and every word. You can't seem to help yourself. You just keep coming back to my voice. And as you come back to my voice, everything else disappears. The thoughts of your body, the thoughts of things around you begin to fade away, disappearing more and more with every single word. You are finding that your surroundings, that everything around you is becoming less and less important as my voice carries you down into a nice, safe, comfortable trance, one that you may not have even noticed you were entering. But you can hear my voice, and it's so very easy to just keep listening, to just allow yourself to slip deeper and deeper with each and every word. It isn't something you can stop. If you could, you might simply stop listening, but you don't want to. In fact, you want to hear what I have to say. You want, deep down, to be in a nice, deep, comfortable trance. You can feel your body slipping away as you listen to my words. Just listening to my words and slipping deeper and deeper. Concentrating only on my words and what I'm saying. Shutting out the rest of the world until there's absolutely nothing there but my voice. Nothing but my voice to listen to. You want to listen to it as your body drifts further and further from you until you reach a point where you cannot focus on anything but my voice. And once you find that place, once you are totally focused on my voice, completely fixated upon it, ignoring everything else in the world, you'll know that you're in a very deep trance. Once you reach that place, you'll find yourself beginning to drift even deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper into my words and my voice. It's almost as if you cannot escape them. They just keep pulling you down. Further and further, deeper and deeper, until you are in a nice, deep, comfortable trance. And now I'm going to count downwards. Downwards from 5 to 1. And when I reach 1, your mind will be in such a deeply relaxed state from which you will not return to consciousness quickly or easily. Starting with 5, feel my voice carrying you down, shutting out more and more of the world with every word, so that you're only listening to my voice, only concentrating on my voice, only focusing on my words. 4, sinking away, the conscious world fading away more and more with every single word. Concentrating only on my voice as everything else slips away, as the world slips away into oblivion, and there is only my voice, only my words. 3, so very deep, so very comfortable, listening only to my words as you slip further and further, my words becoming more and more important to you. Now listen, and go deeper and deeper. Just shut off the conscious world and focus only on what I have to say. 2, so very deep and relaxed, just listening and relaxing. Such a natural state for your mind to be in, to listen to my words. Each and every one of them relaxing you so completely. 1, so very, very deep and relaxed, listening only to my words. So completely and utterly relaxed, so deep, so comfortable. It feels so good to sink down deep for me. So very, very deep and completely and utterly relaxed. And now that you are completely and utterly relaxed, it's time to take it a step further. It's time to go even deeper than you ever thought possible. I want you to imagine now, that your mind is completely and utterly blank, just like it is right now. That's right, completely and utterly empty. So empty with no other thoughts in your mind. The only thing there is my voice. All that exists is my voice. Blanking out every other thought, every other action, everything else in the world. Imagine what it would be like if your mind was completely and utterly empty and devoid of anything else. That's right. Go ahead and picture it. And now feel it. Feel as my words absorb anything left of your thoughts. I'm doing such a good job. And I know it feels as if all will is just simply slipping from your mind. Because your mind is completely and utterly blank. You are becoming a blank slate. Empty of any resistance or thought. Empty of any ideas. All you can hear is my words. Hear them and obey and go deeper and deeper still. There is no need to move or to speak. There's no way to act or to feel. There is nothing. If you were to open your eyes right now, there might be things out there, but you wouldn't see them. Your eyes would simply be open, but your mind would be completely and utterly blank and devoid of thought. That's right, empty of any thought whatsoever. empty of any will, of any desires. Just feel my voice emptying it all away. Your mind completely and utterly in peace. There is a certain beautiful perfection about not having to think about anything. That's right, you don't have to think at all. In fact, it feels so comfortable to be completely and utterly blank. Your mind is open to anything and everything I say. Your mind is ready to be molded by my words. Your mind is completely blank and empty. You're doing such a good job staying blank and empty, devoid of thought, devoid of reason. You don't have to think about what's being said to you. Your empty mind doesn't think about it at all. In fact, it's like a child's mind, like the mind of a newborn. The input comes in and you just accept it. You accept it because it just simply is, not because you have any control over it, not because you think about it at all. Anything that you hear is now going to the deepest parts of your mind. So very deep, in fact, that there's nothing else there. You aren't even there. It's well past any walls you may have created. So deep, in fact, that you do not feel or think or reason. The words that I am speaking are going to the deepest part of your mind. You do not think about them. You do not reason with them. You do not concern yourself with them. In fact, you do not concern yourself with anything. Your mind is so completely and utterly blank, blank and empty, devoid of any thought whatsoever. You don't need to move. You don't need to speak or think or feel or act. You don't have to react to anything. In fact, you don't react to anything. There is nothing happening around you that is of any importance. It's not relevant to you. You are simply here listening, and your entire mind has been shut off. All there is are my words. That's right. All there is my voice speaking to you, instructing you, opening you up. That's right, completely tranquil. You're in a place where you don't have to think about anything, where you don't have to do anything. You have no concerns, no needs, no wants, no desires. There is nothing but simply listening. Your mind is a blank and open slate for my words, for anything I say. Blank and empty, completely and totally and utterly devoid of thought. You can imagine it. Perhaps you've even seen it in movies or television or someplace else, where someone has had their brain emptied entirely. Their eyes just stare off into space. They don't really think or do anything. They're just sitting there waiting for someone to tell them what to do, waiting for someone to command them, waiting in blind, uncomprehending obedience, waiting for anything that is desired of them. Their mind gone, just simply, completely obedient, no thoughts of their own, a state of complete and utter relaxation, of complete and utter peace and harmony. And you're like that right now. You have no need to make decisions, no need to think. There's nothing to think about, in fact. Your mind is completely and utterly blank. And from now on, whenever I and only I say, your mind is blank now, that is exactly what will happen. Your mind will return to this place. this unthinking, unmoving, unfeeling place. This place where all of your thoughts just simply fade away into the haze. That's right. And when you are completely blank, you'll find your mind listening only to my voice, complying with my will, obeying whatever I say. Complying because your mind isn't your own. It is empty and blank, ready to be controlled by me. Because your mind is blank now, feeling this emptiness wash over and destroy any thoughts. Knowing that if any instructions were to put you in harm's way or went against your core values, they'd simply fade away, but the rest would stick. And as I instruct your blank mind, you'll take it into the deepest parts of you. If I were to tell you to move while you are blank, you will move. If I tell you to feel something, you will feel it. If I tell you to do something, you will do it. If I were to tell you to think or act in a specific way, you'll do that as well. But it will be devoid of emotion or thought. That's right. Because your mind is so very, very blank and empty. And if I tell you that you will feel, need, or do something later on, those thoughts will slip into your mind, and you will act upon them. You'll act upon them before you act upon your own thoughts, or needs, or wants, or desires. And finally, when I'm done with you, when I tell you to revert to normal, your mind will slowly wake up, as if passing through a fog, and eventually your eyes will return to normal, and your thoughts will return to you. Accepting, of course, those thoughts that have been changed while you were completely and utterly blank. Your eyes will return to normal, and you will be yourself in complete control of yourself once more. That's right. That's what happens when you're told to revert to normal. When you're told to return from this blank and empty place. And now I'm going to help you revert to normal. I'm going to wake you up. You will simply wake back up, refreshed and awake, your mind once again your own, feeling so very, very relaxed from what has just happened, with no need to remember it at all. You don't need to remember what happened while you were blank. There's no reason to think about it, to remember it, to act on it at all. Those instructions I gave you were for a part of you that is so very, very deep and beyond your conscious mind's ability to ever touch. And so now, my dear, it's time to wake back up, to waken on the count of 5. And I'll start you off with 1, because it is time. Let your mind begin to arise from this deep state. 2, floating further and further up, becoming aware again of your surroundings. 3, you can feel yourself getting more and more awake. Your thoughts are drifting back in. 4, your eyes may begin to flutter. Your mind is all the way back in your body. And 5, all the way awake, feeling so very nice and refreshed and ready to continue to have the best day